Hello students, so this is the second lecture of our chapter current electricity, and in this chapter we will see electron model of current electricity and drift velocity. This is a new thing to all of you, so I will discuss in details of this part. So before discussing this thing, we will solve two numerical related to our first lecture. Okay, so our first numerical is, suppose a charge equation is given, charge and time, q equal to t square plus 4t plus 5. This is the charge time relation, and we have to find instantaneous current I instantaneous at t equal to 4 second and I average from 0 to 2 second. Okay, so these are the two questions we have to solve. So I instantaneous means we have to use derivative, okay, differentiation formula that we have to use, because here charge is not constant. Charge flowing through any cross section is not constant with time, okay, it depends on time, like this equation. Okay, so here first question, I instantaneous will be dq dt. Okay, so derivative of this equation means derivative of t square plus derivative of 4t plus derivative of 5. Derivative of t square means 2t plus derivative of 4t means only 4, and derivative of 5 is 0. Derivative of any constant number is always 0. So this is instantaneous current, and we have to find at a particular time, that is t equal to 4. So I instantaneous at t equal to 4 second. So put t equal to 4 in place of t. So 2 into 4 plus 4, you will get how much? 4 2s are 8. 8 plus 4, 12. It is current. Current means ampere. Okay. So this is instantaneous current. And average current means delta q by delta t. Average means delta q by delta t. Okay, delta q by delta t, like average velocity delta s by delta t. Okay, so in the same way, I average means total charge flows through any cross section in time delta t, in the time interval. Here time interval is delta t equal to 2 second. So you have to find delta q. So delta q, how will you find? So q at 2 second minus q at 0 second, and delta t is 2. Okay, so find q at 2. Q at 2 means 2 square plus 4 into 2 8 plus 5 minus q0. Q0 means 0 only 5 by 2 ampere. Okay, calculate this 5 cancelled out. Okay, you will get 2 2s are 4 plus 8 12 by 2, that means 6 ampere. Okay, so in this way we have to calculate. Instantaneous means we will use this formula. Average means we will use this formula. Average means for a large time. Instantaneous means at a particular instant, okay, at a particular time. For that reason we have to take derivative. Particular time means very short time range. For that reason dt. Okay, so this is the first problem. Now come to second problem. I am erasing. This is the application of derivative. Now we will see one problem where we will use integration. This is q, charge to current. Charge to current means differentiation. Okay, charge to current means differentiation. Now we will go current to charge. Current to charge means integration. Okay, current to charge means integration. So I am erasing this one. So second question, I is given, I equal to t square plus 2. This equation is given. Find q flown through a cross section between 0 to 2 second. Also find the number of electrons. Also find the number of electrons that flows in that time. Okay. So now we will go from current to charge. Give their capital Q. Current to charge. Okay, current to charge means integration. Okay, so we know I equal to dq dt. So dq equal to I dt. Okay, take integration on both side. You will get dq means total charge q equal to integration I dt. I means t square plus 2 dt. Range from 0 to 2 second. Lower limit to upper limit. Lower limit 0, upper limit 2 second. T equal to. Okay. Now fine. So you will get q equal to t square. Integration of t square means t cube by 3 plus integration of 2 means 2t. 0 to 2. Okay. Now put first upper limit, then lower limit. You will get q equal to first upper limit 2 cube by 3 plus 2 into 2 minus 0. Lower limit 0. Okay. So you will get how much? 8 by 3 plus 4. 8 by 3 plus 4, that means you will get 3 4s are 12. 12 plus 8 20. 12 cm you will get 20 by 3. This is charge, that means Coulomb. Okay, so this amount of charge is flowing through any cross section between 0 to 2 second for this current. Okay, now number of electrons that flows in that time. So this is charge. Now charge means q equal to what? Q equal to plus minus Ne. We know q equal to plus minus n. So q is this much. N is any number, whole number, integer. Whole number you can take because n is always positive. Plus minus is given here, and E is the charge of electron. So n will be q by E. Q means 20 by 3, and E means charge of one electron 1.6 10 to the power minus 19. So this much number of electrons flows through that cross section in time 0 to 2 second. Okay. So charge to current means differentiation, but current to charge means integration. Okay, current to charge means integration, and charge to current means differentiation. Okay, clear. Okay, I am erasing. Then now we will start our new topic, that is electron model. So in this electron model, first we have to understand the proper concept. Okay, there is a story, and if you understand that story, how electron moves in a conductor, if there is no battery, there is no electric field, then step by step you will understand the electron model of current electricity. Okay, so first suppose this is a conductor, cylindrical conductor. Okay, this is a conductor. Okay, it is not connected to any external battery. Okay, it is just kept on a floor or anywhere. Okay, so conductor means we know there are many free electrons. Okay, so if there is no external field, it is just kept on a floor or anywhere, then what will happen to these electrons? These electrons will be rest at that position, or they are moving inside the material. What is happening? So whenever it is not connected to any external source, or there is no external electric field, okay, then this electron will still move. Due to what? due to what they will move? Due to the change in temperature. Okay, due to the change in temperature. Suppose the temperature of that conductor is suppose take 25 degrees centigrade, and temperature of the surrounding is suppose 30 degrees centigrade. So due to this temperature difference, this conductor will take some heat. Okay, conduction of heat will be taken by this conductor, and due to that heat, the electrons present inside the conductor will move, will vibrate. Okay, will vibrate with so high speed. Okay, so whenever there is no electric field, no battery, but the electrons, these are called free electrons, these are called conduction electrons, you can tell. Conduction electron, because due to these electrons we get current. So these conduction electrons will move due to temperature difference. Okay, when they will move, the velocity of those electrons are called thermal velocity. Okay, velocity of those electrons are called thermal velocity, because that velocity is due to the temperature of this conductor, or temperature difference of this conductor and the surrounding. Okay, so electrons, many electrons are there. Electrons will move like this. Another electron is moving like this. So suppose this is U1, this is U2. Another electron take -1, suppose this U3. Another electron, suppose this U4. So there are many electrons, and they will move through a zigzag path. Okay, there is no particular direction of motion of those electrons. Each electron will move with different speed. Okay, and their direction of motion will also be different. Okay, so these velocities are called thermal velocity. Thermal velocity, and this velocity is so high, almost of the order of 10 to the power 5 meter per second. So high, 10 to the power 5 meter per second. So they are moving so fast. Okay, but if we take them as a whole, as a bulk material, okay, bulk of electrons, then the average velocity of these electrons will be 0. Okay, average velocity of these electrons will be 0. So U average is what? This is the average of thermal velocity. That means U1, U2, Un by n. This is average velocity, and velocity is a vector quantity, so we have to add these quantities with vector addition. Okay, so ultimately it will be 0. Average velocity is 0 means there is no flow of electrons. As a bulk, as a whole, there is no flow of electrons. That means no current we will get. Okay, so this is average. It is 0, and these are vector quantities, so you have to add vectorially, and it will be 0. But the average speed, if we talk about average speed is not equal to 0. Average speed is almost equal to 10 to the power 5 meter per second. Okay, average speed is almost equal to 10 to the power 5 meter per second. But average velocity, it will be 0. Clear? So this happens, this average thermal velocity happens due to temperature of this conductor, or you can tell temperature difference of this conductor and the surrounding. Okay. So average thermal velocity is 0, but average speed is not equal to 0, because speed is a scalar quantity. It cannot be 0. Average speed means total distance by total time, distance covered by any electron. Suppose it is moving like this, E1, then here. So total distance is covered by something. Okay, some distance is covered by this electron, and time taken, total distance by the time taken will be average speed. So it cannot be 0. Average velocity will be 0, because at the end there is no displacement. Okay. So this is average thermal velocity. Now this conductor this conductor is kept in an external electric field, E external. This conductor is kept in an external electric field, but still it is not connected to any external battery. Then what will happen? What will happen? This is a conductor. This is a conductor. And we all know, we have already read that if any conductor, any metallic conductor is kept in an external electric field, then there will be some induced charge produced in that conductor. The electrons will flow opposite to the electric field. So on this side electrons will be accumulated. On the other side positive charges will be accumulated. Okay, and there are many free electrons, and at the end we will see that due to these induced charges there will be an electric field produced inside the conductor which is acting from positive to negative terminal, and E induced due to this condition, due to this conductor, due to the metallic conductor, they will be equal. So E external equal to minus E induced. Okay, this happens due to it is a conductor, because it is a conductor. Okay, and if we take this quantity on the left hand side, then it will be 0. That means net electric field inside the conductor is 0. E net equal to 0. Okay, E net equal to 0. Okay, E net equal to 0 means there is no electric field, there is no force on the free electrons, so free electrons will not move in a particular direction, so will not get current. Okay. Now this conductor is connected to a battery. This conductor is connected to a battery. Okay, this conductor is connected to a battery. Okay, this is potential V. This is positive terminal, negative terminal. So this side will be a positive side and this side will be a negative side. Okay, this is higher potential region, this is lower potential region. Now what will happen? So in the previous case, when I have not added this battery with this conductor, then what happened? The charges were accumulated in the two ends. Okay, charges were accumulated in the two ends. Okay, clear. But here what will happen? Whenever the electrons will be accumulated here, those electrons will flow through this wire because of the attraction of this positive side, and the plus charges will flow through this wire because of the attraction of this negative side. So there is no accumulation of charges in this case when we join the battery to an conductor. So there is no accumulation because battery is the source of energy. Battery is the source of energy. It is not a source of charge. It is a source of energy. Okay. Then due to this battery, the electrons flows. There is no accumulation in anywhere. There is no accumulation. Due to this battery, the charges flows through an external circuit. Okay. So charges flows means there is no accumulation. There is no accumulation means induced electric field. This E induced electric field will be almost equal to 0. Okay. If it is almost equal to 0, then there is only one electric field, that is external. And due to that external electric field, what will happen? The electrons will flow in a particular direction which is opposite to the external electric field. Okay, which is opposite to the external electric field. All the electrons inside this metallic conductor will flow in the opposite direction of external electric field, because induced is almost equal to 0. There is no accumulation of charge at these two ends. Okay, no accumulation. Okay, so electrons will flow in a particular direction. So this velocity, this particular velocity is due to what? Due to external electric field. But at the same time, that each electron will have another velocity, that is thermal velocity. So if we take any one electron, then that electron will have two velocity. One is thermal velocity, which is zigzag velocity, so u1, and at the same time, due to this external electric field, it will have a particular velocity in this direction, which is suppose u, take u1 prime. Okay, u1 prime. We will calculate it. What is u1 prime? Okay, and we know u1 is almost equal to 10 to the power 5 meter per second because of thermal velocity. Okay, okay. So there are many electrons. If we add these velocities, for all electrons, then we will get something new. Okay, we will get something new. Okay, okay. So what we will get? So suppose you am writing this V1 is U1. This first quantity is due to thermal, and the second quantity U1 prime, this is due to external electric field. Okay, again V2 U2 plus U2 prime, V3 U3 plus U3 prime, and dot in that way we will get Vn equal to Un plus Un prime. Okay, okay. Now we will see what is this quantity U1, U2 prime, U1 prime, U3 prime, Un prime. How to calculate? So each electrons are experiencing force in the opposite direction of electric field. That force is F is equal to Q into E. Okay, here external electric field equal to suppose E, only E. Then Q into E will be the force experienced by that charge. Here charge is electron, so it will be minus E into capital E vector. Okay, and acceleration is force by mass, so minus E by m. This is acceleration. Now you can think that due to this acceleration, the velocity of electrons will be so high, because initial velocity is almost 10 to the power 5 meter per second. 10 to the power 5 meter per second. This is the initial velocity. Okay, and after that, this amount of acceleration. So as time goes on, velocity will increase, and after a large time, velocity will be so high. Okay, you are thinking of this, but actually it doesn't happen. Okay, it does not happen actually. Actually different kind of thing happens, that I am going to tell now. So as it is, there is acceleration, you can also think the electrons are in accelerated motion throughout its journey, but not. Okay, so what happens actually here? So I am erasing this diagram. So if we take electron, okay, initially when there is no electric field, it moves in any direction with some speed. Okay, this, whatever you can think. Okay, and due to this external electric field, it moves in this direction, means this is the direction due to this field. It is U1 prime. Okay, so it is moving with the resultant of these two velocity. This velocity is so high, so it is moving. Okay, zigzag motion and random motion, so random. Okay, 10 to the power 5 meter per second, so random. Okay, so but there is not only the electrons present in the conductor. What are the other things? There are lot of atoms. Okay, lot of atoms present here. So what happens when they moves in this direction or in any other direction due to this resultant of those two velocities? Then it collides. Okay, the collision does not mean it is actually colliding. Okay, physical collision does not happen here in physics. What happens? There is an effect on its velocity or its momentum. Okay, so its momentum or velocity will change, will increase or decrease, whatever will change. Okay, so in the journey of its motion, if there is any heavy particle or the another electron, then they collide with each other. When they collide with each other, its velocity becomes zero. Okay, its velocity becomes zero. Okay, as they collide, its velocity becomes zero. Again, it start its journey with the thermal velocity 10 to the power 5 meter per second. Suppose it is coming through this. Again, it collides with another ion. You can tell. Okay, another ion. So again collide. Again velocity zero. Again it is moving through the path and collides with another particle. Okay, so in this way when they collide with another heavy ion or another similar electron, then there is a large effect on its velocity or momentum. Its velocity becomes zero. They starts its journey with the same thermal velocity, that is 10 to the power 5 meter per second. Okay, so as an average, the velocity, the average velocity of each electron will be affected due to these collisions. So its velocity will not be so high due to these collisions. Okay, average velocity will be so small. Clear? Average velocity will be so small because of this collision. Okay, because average of this thermal velocity will be cancelled out. Okay, at the end it will be cancelled out. Only the remaining part is this part, prime part. Prime part is due to the external electric field. Okay, when it moves with this velocity, it collides with the other ions or other similar electron. Its velocity becomes zero, and then it again increases with this acceleration, and initial velocity is this much. Okay, so there are a lot of collision, lot of atoms, lot of ions, lot of electrons, free electrons are there, so lot of collision. So its velocity cannot be increased so much. Okay, so at the end we will get a new velocity. We will get the average velocity of those electrons, which is known as drift velocity. Drift velocity means velocity of electrons, but very slow velocity. Okay, very small velocity, and its order is almost equal to 10 to the power minus 4 meter per second. It is very small. Okay, and this drift velocity comes in picture due to what? Due to this external electric field. Okay, and it is a uniform velocity of each electron due to the presence of external electric field. Okay, and its order is 10 to the power minus 4 meter per second. It is denoted by Vd. Okay, Vd. Clear? So now we will formulate the drift velocity with the electric field. Okay, so I am drawing another picture. So actually this kind of thing happens. So electrons are moving like this. It collides with an ion. Okay, suppose it is moving with E1 here. Then after this collision, it comes through this path. Again collision. Okay, after this motion, suppose it comes through this direction. Again here another collision, and at the end suppose it is going here. Okay, so suppose electric field is in this direction, E external, and electrons are drifted in this direction opposite to the electric field. So this is the displacement. Ultimate displacement is this much. And this is due to the drift velocity. Okay, drift velocity. And through its journey, through its collision, it moves with the resultant of thermal and that prime velocity. Okay, in its journey it moves with thermal and prime velocity, and thermal velocity will be zero because at the end it comes to the initial position. Okay, but due to the external electric field, the electrons are drifted in the opposite direction of electric field, so that it is moving by some distance which is very, very small. Clear? So now we will see how Vd is related to the external electric field. and this path between two successive collision, the path between two successive collision is known as free path. It is denoted by lambda, and the time taken to cover this path is known as relaxation time. Relaxation time, it is denoted by tau. Okay, time taken to cover this distance is relaxation time, denoted by tau. So it will relax in this time, then it will again collide with another ion or another atom or another similar electron. Okay, so free path, relaxation time, and another new quantity is drift velocity. Okay, now we will see the relation between drift velocity and the external electric field. So the relation is basically Vd equal to minus E capital E by m into tau average. Okay, now we will formulate this relation. Okay, so before starting this derivation, there are few assumptions. So I am writing this thing here. So acceleration is minus E by m. Okay, and these velocities, prime velocities, suppose u I prime will be a tau I. Okay, because relaxation time will be different for different collision. Okay, so it will be basically minus E by m into tau I. Okay, for different electron, tau I will be different. Okay, so there are few assumptions. First assumption is in the absence of electric field, the electrons move with different velocities. Okay, electron moves with different velocities, which is basically thermal velocity. Okay, and the average of the thermal velocity will always be 0. Summation of ui 1 by n will always be 0. Okay, second point, whenever there is an external electric field, so in E external, what will happen? Each electrons will experience a force in the direction opposite to E external. Okay, it will experience a force. Which kind of force? Means what will be its formula? F will be minus E into E external. Okay, and third assumption is in its journey it collides with other electrons or with positive ions which is elastic collision. Okay, so these are the three assumptions. With the help of these assumptions, we will now see the derivation of drift velocity. So first electron will have this velocity. This is thermal velocity. First quantity is the thermal velocity, and second quantity is the velocity due to external electric field. Okay, Okay, so drift velocity Vd is basically the average of these velocities. Average of these velocities. So suppose there are n number of electrons, so 1 by n summation Vi. So it will be 1 by n summation ui, okay, plus 1 by n summation ui prime. Now ui prime means this much, okay. So E, capital E by m into tau I. Okay, so this is basically U1 plus U2 plus dot 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 Un by n, and this will be minus E by m, E by m into summation, not put summation now tau 1 tau 2 dot 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 tau n by n. Okay, this is the average thermal velocity. Average thermal velocity will be 0, so this quantity will be 0, then minus E by m into this is average relaxation time, this quantity, this is average relaxation time, so tau average. Okay, so Vd equal to minus E by m into tau average. Vd equal to minus E by m into tau average. This m was mass of electrons, small e is the charge of electrons, and this E is the external electric field. Okay, external electric field. Okay, so now we will see the relation, means whether it is directly proportional or what will be the relation between the drift velocity and the electric field. Now look at this equation. For a particular temperature, and for a particular temperature mainly, the Vd drift velocity is directly proportional to E. Okay, drift velocity, magnitude of drift velocity is directly proportional to the electric field. So if electric field increases, then drift velocity will also increase, and the direction of drift velocity is always to the opposite direction of external electric field. Okay, direction of drift velocity of the free electrons is always in the opposite direction of the external electric field. Okay, so this is the relation between drift velocity and electric field. Okay, now how will you calculate this electric field? Suppose this conductor, this is the conductor, okay, this is external source of energy, battery, potential V, this is positive, negative, and this length is suppose L. This length is L. Length of the conductor is L. So this side of the conductor is at high potential, so plus this side of the conductor is at lower potential, minus, and the separation between them is L. Okay, so what will be the electric field in between the conductor? Okay, V we know, this is the potential difference between two ends. Length we know, what will be the electric field? What is the relation? So here electric field will be uniform in this region. Electric field will be uniform, and E will be V by L. E will be V by L. So if we put it there, so Vd will be E V by ml into tau average. Okay, this V is what? This is the potential difference. So Vd is also directly proportional to the potential difference. Okay, so if we use different battery of higher potential, then the drift velocity of the electrons will also become higher. Okay, and this tau average, this tau depends on temperature. Relaxation time depends on temperature. How? So if we increase the temperature of this conductor, then what will happen? The drift velocity will increase. Okay, the drift velocity will increase means they will move so randomly. Okay, so randomly movement means the tau, relaxation time of each electrons, will decrease. Relaxation time means free path by its velocity, free path by its resultant velocity. Okay, so that tau will decrease because v is increasing due to increase of temperature. Okay, due to increase of temperature, the thermal velocity will increase and the resultant velocity will also increase. So tau average will decrease. Tau depends on temperature. So if temperature increases, so temperature increases, then tau will decrease. Relaxation time of each electrons will decrease. Okay, clear. Now come to the relation between the current and drift velocity. Here we are discussing electron model of current electricity. So at the end we will find or we will derive the current in terms of drift velocity. So this is the relation of drift velocity. Now again I am drawing another conductor, cylindrical conductor. Okay, I am taking one cross sectional area. This is suppose a cross sectional area. This is a cross sectional area. Okay, and there are number of electrons, many number of electrons which are crossing this cross sectional area. And after some time, after suppose time dt, so this is time dt. After time dt, what will happen? All the electrons will reach to this next cross sectional area. Okay, all the electrons will reach to this cross sectional area. And what will happen in this region? What will happen in this region? This region will not be empty because there are many free electrons in the conductor. So all the electrons which are just behind of this first cross sectional area, they will enter into this region. Okay, they will enter into this region. So this region will be free of will be full of electrons. This region will be full of electrons. Okay, full of electrons. Now how will you calculate how many charges are there, how many electrons are there? So for that reason we are taking a new quantity, that is electron density. Electron density means number of electrons per unit volume, that is denoted by small n, electron density. And all the electrons are moving with drift velocity because it is connected to an external source of energy. Okay, so all the electrons are moving with drift velocity, same velocity. Okay, this is the average velocity. So all the electrons will move with this average velocity, Vd. Okay, so if all the electrons are moving with this velocity Vd, then in time dt, what will be the length covered by each electron? That will be this much. Okay, that will be this much. Okay, so how will you calculate this length? Length will be Vd into dt. This is the length. Okay, cross sectional area of this part is a this is length, and if length is multiplied by the cross sectional area, we will get the volume of this shaded region. Okay, volume of this shaded region. Now n is the electron density, number of electrons per unit volume. That means in this volume the total number of electrons will be this. Okay, volume into number density. Okay, so this is what? This is the total number of electrons in this shaded region. Okay, now what will be the charge? Total amount of charge in this region, so multiply this quantity by E. Okay, E is the charge of one electron. Okay, so this is the total amount of charge flowing through this part, this shaded region, in time dt. Okay, so what will be the current? So it will be Q by dt. Okay, charge flowing through any cross section per unit time. So it will be NEA VB. Okay, I is equal to NEA VB. This is very important relation. Okay, so current and drift velocity, they are related like this. I is equal to NEA VD, where N is the number density of electrons, E is the charge of one electron, A is the area, cross sectional area of that conductor, and Vd is the drift velocity of that electrons, okay, or of those charges, okay. So here current is a scalar quantity, so I am not giving any negative sign here for this charge of electron. Charge of electron is minus 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb, but I am not putting here minus sign because I is a scalar quantity. This represents only the magnitude, but if we calculate the current density, that is J, current density, this is a vector quantity, so current density means current per unit area, provided that area will be perpendicular to the flow of electrons, okay. So J equal to I by A means NeVd, okay, but here we have to put the vector sign. J is the vector quantity, and here on the right hand side Vd, drift velocity, is the vector quantity, and here we have to put negative sign due to the charge of electron, okay. So this is a proper representation of current density in terms of drift velocity. Here we have to put negative sign and we have to give the vector sign on current density and drift velocity. Here if you look at this relation properly, then you will understand that electrons are drifted because of this negative sign. Electrons are drifted in the opposite direction of electric field, okay, in the opposite direction of electric field, okay. So now I am writing these equations in the top. So this is first equation Vd, second equation I equal to NeA Vd, and another equation J equal to minus NeVd. If we consider the electrons, then we have to put minus sign and the vector sign, okay. So this is first equation, second equation, third equation. These three equations are very important, and the derivations are also very important, okay. Now we will see few relations, few conclusions we will see from these equations. Few conclusions we have already seen. Then we have already seen that drift velocity and electric field, they are directly proportional. Vd is directly proportional to E, okay, and due to this negative sign, Vd and E, they are oppositely directed. Vd and E are oppositely directed, okay, oppositely directed. Clear. Current is also related to like this. From this equation there are few conclusions. That is for a particular current, suppose I am taking only one conductor but different cross section, okay, different cross section. Here it is suppose A, here it is small a, okay, and it is connected to the external battery, okay. If you divide them in many numbers, they all are in series combination, so current will be same through each part. Of the cross section, each part. If you take any part, current will be same. So left hand side is same. So left hand side is same means right hand side will also be same. In right hand side, N and E are always same because N is number density. It is always same through any uniform through any conductor, okay, and E is the charge of electron, okay, they are always same. Now the variation will come in this part, A into Vd. So right hand side A into Vd will be constant, okay, A into Vd will be constant. When it is constant? When current I is constant. If you see that I is constant in any circuit, that means A into Vd will be constant. So here area more, so Vd will be less, and here area less, So Vd will be more. Suppose this is Vd2 and this is Vd1. So Vd2 will be greater than Vd1. Okay. More cross sectional area, less drift velocity. Less cross sectional area, more drift velocity. So this is the relation. This relation is true when current is constant. When current is constant. Okay. Okay. Another very important part, that is suppose we are taking two conductors of same material, same temperature, all physical conditions are same. Okay, all physical conditions are same length also. Okay, they are connected with same source of energy. This is V. And another same length but different cross section. Same length but different cross section. Only there is a change in cross section. Source of energy V. Length is same. Okay, this is the condition. And cross sectional area is different. This is suppose A1 and this is A2, and you are seeing that A2 is greater than A1. It is greater than A1. A2 is greater than A1. Then what will happen? Same battery, same energy, same length. That means electric field will also be same. E is equal to V by L. Electric field will also be same. For this case electric field will also be same. That is the external electric field. And drift velocity depends on only upon the external electric field or only upon this potential difference V. Only upon this potential difference V. Okay. So drift velocity depends on this electric field, external electric field or the potential difference. So in these two cases drift velocity will not be different. Drift velocity will remain same. So Vd, here also Vd, they are same. They will not vary from each other. They will be same. Okay, because here potential difference is same for the two cases. Length is same. Length of the conductors are same. So electric field, external electric field will also be same. So the drift velocity will remain same for different cross sectional area. Drift velocity will remain same for different cross sectional area provided what? The potential difference, length of the conductor should be same. Okay, potential difference, length of the conductor should be same. Okay, so these are few important parts, and from this third equation I have already told what is the quantity, what is the point. The point is direction of J and direction of flow of electrons will be opposite. Direction of flow of electrons will be opposite to the current density. Okay, so these are the different points and different important conclusions from different equations. These are three very important equations, and the derivations are also very important for your board exam. And this type of short question, Vd related to E, Vd related to the potential difference, Vd related to this E, when this type of condition, when area is changing for same current, then what will happen, what will be the drift velocity at different cross sectional area. These parts are very important for your exam. Okay, so this is our topic, electron model of current electricity and drift velocity. And another term is there that I am telling in this lecture. Another term is there, that is mobility. Just I am defining that term. So mobility of free electrons. Mobility. Okay, it is denoted by mu. Mobility is what? Mobility is nothing. It is drift velocity per unit electric field. So mobility mu equal to drift velocity per unit electric field. and you will get it will be E by m into tau average. Okay, if we take only the magnitude, then E by m by tau average. So this is the mobility. Mobility is the drift velocity per unit external electric field. Okay, so this is our topic: current electricity, electron model of current electricity, and drift velocity. Okay, in the next lecture we will see the Ohm's law from drift velocity. Okay, Ohm's law from drift velocity. Okay.